What's up, fellow drivers? Today I'm going to be testing the MR2. And the reason I'm doing that is because soon I'm doing the upgrades and I want to get a baseline for what the MR2 is like now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, click on that little symbol thing in the upper right there and you can see where I talk about the upgrades. But basically, I'm changing the transmission, LSD, clutch, and then other accompanying parts. So, I'm just really used to how the MR2 is now, and I don't even think about a lot of the things about it. So I want to make sure that I really have a defined parameter for things like RPM, acceleration, feel, all of that before I go in and get the upgrades, so I can see exactly what the difference is. So the first thing that I want to check out is the highway cruising RPM. So I'm going to take a look at what RPM I am at different increments of speed when I'm in 5th gear. Alright, so we're looking at freeway speed. So we're doing 60 miles an hour first. And you can see at 60 miles an hour, I'm at pretty much exactly 3,500 RPM. Now let's try 70. Try and hold this steady. At 70 miles an hour, I'm just over 4,000. At 80 miles an hour, I'm at about 45 something, between 45 and 46. Alright, I'm catching up to too many cars, I had to slow down. But at 80 miles per hour, I'm over 4,500 RPM, not quite 4,600. So I'm currently using the S54 transmission, and we want to see those drop with the E153. I mean, for highway cruising in 5th gear, pretty much the lower the RPM, the better. Alright, so now I'm here in the canyons, and I want to check out things like what gear feels good in what turn, as well as things like clutch engagement and that type of thing. So let's check it out. Alright, so I'm not going to go too crazy up here, but obviously I do want to test the car. Alright, so there I shifted at 5,000 RPM, and clutch engagement was really smooth. I currently have the stock 3S flywheel as well as the turbo clutch. Really easy to rev match, although I'm super used to it. So, I mean, but we'll see what it feels like with the new lightened flywheel and different clutch. Taking some of these turns, you know, it's kind of at moderate speeds here. Right now I'm in 3rd gear. Go through some of these twisties. I also want to be conscious of what RPM, or not really what RPM, what am I saying? I want to be conscious of how quickly I feel like the car revs up. Alright, let's try this one. I'm going to try this one in 2nd gear. This is basically a U-turn. So I was around 3,000 RPM actually going around the turn, and then I accelerated out of it up to 5,000 RPM. And that felt really good. You know, I'm not on a racetrack, but it felt like I was in the proper gear for it. Here again, we're going in 2nd gear. Okay, and that pulled out really well. So I kind of feel like, you know, the new transmission is going to be slightly higher gearing, and I doubt that I'm going to be taking turns like that in 1st gear. So the fact that I'm in second gear for this one, I expect that to probably stay the same, even when I do, excuse me, even when I do change the transmission. As far as revving up, I'm going uphill here, but it definitely, it pulls hard. Engine RPMs aren't like crazy rev happy, like in some engines, but I've never found the 3S to be sluggish. We'll see if I notice any difference with the lightweight aluminum flywheel. So right now I'm in fourth gear, kind of cruising, and that's keeping me around 3,000 RPM. But if I really want to have power, it feels sluggish. Like I don't have anything. I'm not really into boost threshold. Try going into third, and this is more appropriate. Definitely keeps me with the ability to boost easily, but it's still not like hyper aggressive. I could be in the lower gear. I could be in second. Back down to third. Taking that turn around 3,000 RPM. Third really seems like the best gear just for having fun in most of this road here. Again, accelerating up from 3,000. Got up to about 46 before I had to brake into this turn. Building up boost easily. I get up to 10 PSI pretty quick. Ooh, my ears just popped. Getting higher up there. Now this is a pretty tight turn. I feel like I should have been in second. Like I'm still able to pull out without really any problem. That's not a good method, by the way. But I think second would be better. Like here, second really gives me a lot of torque. And there I actually had to shift up to third because I was over 6,000 RPM there for a little bit. Staying in third. Ooh, big bump. All right. I'm in third, shifting back down to second. Lots of power coming out. I feel like I'm kind of just repeating myself. Here's second, staying in second, back up to third. Boy, this is a beautiful day. Like it's really cool out. It's good boosting weather, good time of day. The road is pretty empty. Sun's still in the sky, but it's starting to get low. I just shifted up here and kind of shut it up a bit because we're just going to talk for a moment. With the current setup, it seems like third is appropriate for most of the straighter sections, and just to be able to get into boost easily and have some fun. And then second seems to be the right gear for the tighter turns, and if I really want to have a lot of power to be able to accelerate out. See, that was definitely too low of a gear. Yeah, too low. I'm just over 2,000, and I'm in third. That's not gonna work. I mean, it's fine if I'm just like moseying up here, but definitely not for any kind of performance driving. So if I'm in those tighter sections, need to be in second. So I expect that the gears that I choose for the turns will probably be the same, honestly, unless I do find that it's geared tall enough to go into first, but I really kind of doubt that. So with that all in mind, I want to concentrate more on the clutch engagement or pedal feel. So it really engaged smoothly there. I mean, I rev matched pretty well, so I mean, it should be pretty smooth no matter what. But when we get to a straighter section up here in a moment, we're gonna see if I do a hard pull, like how much of a jolt it gives. All right, that was a bad rev match. That was my fault. But even then, even with that bad rev match, the current clutch engages pretty smoothly. You know, I got a little bit of a jerk there, but nothing too crazy. I expect the new one to be more aggressive, but I still expect it to be fairly drivable. I got to test some cars that had similar clutch setups, so I'm not expecting some hyper aggressive, unusable racing clutch. And the model that I've chosen we'll talk about more specifically when I'm actually putting it in and we have that video. I gotta say, the seat feels great up here. Oop, took that one a little too quick. Made me nervous for a second there. And just as a side note, I love the canyons. I'm sure most of you guys too. Please be careful though. A relative of a friend of mine recently had a really bad crash on a cruise, and I won't name him, but it was pretty bad, and I just want to really emphasize: be responsible, okay? Know the road conditions, know your car. Remember, it's a public road. Even if you feel really confident that you know how to drive your car and you know what the road is like, still don't push it excessively, okay? Be responsible. You're putting yourself at risk, your car at risk, your family, other people on the road. Think about all those things, and it's not worth it. You can easily have fun without going too crazy. Quick little PSA there. We're coming up to this high speed section, and I'm in third. Let's drop down into second and do some pulls here. See what the clutch engagement's like. Still very smooth, very smooth. Brake, 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 brake. Okay. Yeah, going into third and then fourth. You know, under hard acceleration pulls like that, engagement is very soft. So we'll see what that's like with the new one. I expect it to be a bit more aggressive, but honestly, I mean, I want it to be more aggressive, but as far as like actual comfort and drivability, I probably won't notice that so much under aggressive driving situations like that. I'll probably notice it more under really low speed casual driving. Alright, so that was my quick test that I wanted to show you guys and kind of baseline the current setup versus when I get the E153, the LSD, the aluminum flywheel, and the upgraded clutch. And we'll talk more about the exact parts in the video where we actually do the upgrades. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope this gave you an idea of kind of what your car might perform like. And I will see you guys in the next video.